There we go.
Hello.
Hey, it's kind of cool when I see Tate Donovan's name pop up on my Zoom. I think that's just pretty darn cool.
Oh, well, good, good. It's kind of cool to see Bonnie show up on
Well,
mine.
I appreciate you, making me feel good about that. But anyway, you are the man, my friend. How are you? How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. I can't complain.
Good stuff. Well, lots to talk about. Let's start with Wild About Harry because I just find this amazing. This film, 12 years later, is getting new life. How cool is that? Because not many people get that kind of opportunity,
No, I know, I know.
right?
It's so cool. I mean, streaming really is, people complain about it and actors and a lot of filmmakers, but man, I mean, what a beautiful thing. I mean,
Yeah.
and still feel as though, I hadn't watched it in 12 years, and I watched it again and now I have a teenager, then I didn't.
Right,
And
right.
it was just so moving and so powerful and still relevant. I thought the story was so great.
Exterior. Well, I was going to ask you that because extremely relevant, and it's very interesting to have watched it 12 years ago and think about, and also it's set in 1973, so it's a whole different mindset
Hmm.
as well. On
Hmm.
top of that,
Hmm.
but to watch it then and now to watch it today, has anything changed?
Well, I mean, not the basic human emotions, but one great thing that has changed is that gay marriage is now legal, and
Right.
what happened to our characters wouldn't happen because it's not legal anymore. You can't take children from your parents just because they're gay.
Right.
That's one great thing. You can watch this movie and go, "Wow, we've come a long way." Fantastic. But the essential family dynamics are always going to be the same, and yeah, it's beautifully written and beautifully acted. It was great to see everybody again, and it was
Sure.
great to see myself much more handsome and having less gray hair,
Oh,
and
please.
it was great.
And I find it, funny too, because when I watched it, I was like, wait a minute, he's not British. Like, how much fun was that to put on the British accent?
So much fun, so much fun. And I kind of had a really good out because my character had been in, it's a true story. It was
I,
based on real
yes.
people.
Yeah.
And he had been in America for like 30 years since he was
Yeah.
a teenager. So if my British accent sort of, got wobbly every once in a while, it was okay. And I just finished doing a play on Broadway and using an English accent. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is great. I'm, it was a lot of fun, really fun.
Yeah. And you mentioned, yes, it is based on a true story. The writer director, of course, it's her family story. It's what she really went through. And so for you as an actor, to have her by your side there, to be able to say, am I doing it right? Or, what's that like for you when it is based on someone's true story? And, is there extra pressure added there?
Yeah, well, it's always like a push and pull because um, I think one of the good things about Gwen was that she allowed us to. It was enough, not like her. I mean, it's based on a true story,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's not exactly how it went down.
Right.
And she sort of allowed us to, break the rules or do things different, or she wrote things differently that happened, just to condense time and
Sure.
like stuff like that to make it more dramatic. So it was great. It was we all felt like we were part of something. It was so low budget. It was so like homegrown.
Yeah.
It was in the middle. I don't know if you know this, but in the middle of it, we lost funding. I mean, literally, we were shooting the scene in the disco,
Yeah.
and they had to pull the lights. We all had to go home because I mean, literally, go home to California and New York City, where our homes were, because they ran out of money, and then we had to come back. They found the money, and then we came back, and they built sets and in LA, and it was one from the heart. You know what I mean? It
Oh,
was one from the heart on every level.
Yeah, and you get to act opposite Adam Pascal, who I love because I'm a big Rent head, you know. But what
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
like? Because obviously he's so musical, which we get to see in the film and everything too. But you know, just to have him as a scene partner, and then to play these two men, because I don't think that you'd ever had a homosexual experience on film or anything in terms of a character to flesh that out. So for the two of you, I don't think you'd ever done that before. So that was something probably different for the two of you as well, to bond on that level.
Yeah, well, we both come from the theater, so
Yeah, yeah,
and both of us had played gay characters before, so it wasn't like this big crazy new stretch, really. I mean, Adam was just really—he's such a charming, funny, great guy, and he made everything easy. I remember the crew. The day we shot the scene where we kiss and we get caught by the grandparents,
right, right.
and it's huge. It has to, and it's a huge moment in the film, and everyone was all like, "Oh, they're gonna kiss," and Adam and I were just looking at each other like, "Hey, man,
Whatever.
it's a
Yeah,
piece of blocking, it's okay. If we're gonna
whatever.
be all right,
Yeah,
we both shaved, we just I that was the only thing I asked. I said, just shave, okay,
right.
because
Yeah,
yeah."
yeah. I get it. I get it. And a little chapstick, and you're good to go, right?
Right, right, yeah.
And also just the perspective of kids, young kids finding out after your family, your parents were together all this time, the mother passes away, and then finds out that one of the parents is gay. That's a lot to unpack for kids.
So great. It was,
Yeah,
it was really funny. While we were shooting it, I was like, why are we making this film about, you know, these kids? Why we? It's like so many kids have so many scenes.
yeah,
It's the relationship. It's me and Adam's relationship that's the more important, and we should be talking about that. And now watching it with having a teen.
yeah,
I am like, oh God, thank God they didn't listen to me, because it's brilliant
right,
that um, she's discovering her own sexuality, and then discovers the secret about her dad, and it's that fantastic moment, and that's what makes it universal. It doesn't matter whether you're gay or straight.
yeah,
Just realizing that your parents haven't told you the truth or the
right.
whole truth, and realizing that your parents are vulnerable and are human too, and they make mistakes, and that moment every person has,
100%. Yeah.
and so I was so glad seeing it the second time that it was from her eyes. It was brilliant.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a sweet little movie. Honestly, I really do hope people, it's timeless, as you say, and it has a lot to say. At the end of the day, it's important. It is so relevant today still.
And it's beautiful. It's
Oh,
also
yeah.
beautifully shot, and I mean, for the budget, I mean, I'm telling you, the budget was nothing, and it's really, I mean, first of all, the location, Cape Cod, is just like
Hello. Yeah. No.
hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it was, and also, the sort of folk art that's at the center of it,
Yes.
the furniture and the murals and the painting. It
Beautiful.
was originally called American Primitive. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it was about, my character is basically introduced folk art to sort of, New England. I mean, reintroduced it. In other words, built an appreciation for it, because folk art was just considered before the 70s, it's just like,
Right.
you know, crappy, unsophisticated. And he was actually a real pathfinder in making a real appreciation for folk art.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It was-
Look, you've been doing this business for a few years now. You've been around, my friend. And I look back at your career, and I wanted to ask you this question because what was it? What role was it for you, Tate, that you knew you made it, yeah, and your life really, really well, pretty much changed? What was it?
Okay. I got bad news for you. Totally
Okay.
bad news.
Why? What's the
Uh,
bad news? You never made it?
yeah, I mean, who feels as though they've made it? I mean, I suppose, maybe some huge stars feel as though they've made it, but trust me, we're all still, just one audition away from, trying
No.
to, make a living. So
No, but come on, like you've given us some good stuff. Even looking back at TV stuff, your Broadway.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's incredible that I've been in this business for 40 years. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just it's shocking to me.
I know what you mean. I've been doing this pretty much as long as you've been acting, like doing this stuff, and it's like, what? I'm only 25. How does that work?
I know, right?
Right?
It doesn't make any sense.
So
Yeah.
you're not going to give me something that kind of, well, just that
Oh,
even when you booked a
okay.
role and it just changed your life, you know?
Oh, well, God. I mean, every single role. I'm trying to think. I mean, out of college, I did a movie called Space Camp, and it was this big budget thing, and
That was fun.
it
Yeah,
was going to
yeah,
be like I was going to be a big star, and all these high-powered agents and um, publicists came down, and they're like, "Oh, you've got to drop your, agents. They're like pizzly. Nobody knows them, and
yeah.
you're going to be a huge star." And thank God I did not drop my agents because that movie was supposed to be this huge success, but then the space shuttle exploded, and no one could watch that movie, right? I mean,
Right,
it was
right.
like, oh my God.
Great
So,
timing. Yeah,
it's just keeping in the game
yeah.
is amazing to me. I'm so lucky, and so yeah, there've been highs and lows. There's been
Of course.
doing Argo was like, oh, geez. I mean, what
Yeah.
an incredible. I mean, everybody on that movie, from my first costume fitting to the last take. I mean,
Good film.
everybody was on their A game. I mean,
Yeah.
all the actors, it was just, I knew it from the beginning. We were like, oh my God, this is something special.
Yeah, it was good.
This is
I have to
incredible.
say, yeah, Ben did a great job on that. Have you seen his new film, The Tender Bar?
No, but I can't wait. I hear he's amazing in it.
Him and that kid, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, Clooney's a great director, but yeah, yeah, Ben surprises me. I always personally, I like Ben behind the camera, but he really steps it up in this.
Yeah, I've heard. I can't wait. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Now we just recently I put out my screener and I just watched Respect, and there you were.
Oh
Are you a
yeah,
big
yeah.
Aretha Franklin fan? I mean, and watching Jennifer Hudson do what she does. I mean, come on.
How amazing is Jennifer Hudson in that movie?
Well, come on.
She's incredible. I mean, not just the singing, but her acting too. I mean, that scene towards the end when she sings with her mom, I was
Uh,
just like
yeah, I know,
dissolved. I,
right?
I was just like, amazing, amazing,
Yeah,
amazing grace, as a matter of fact.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's another one where I was like, we sat around in New York City, this huge table, and did a table read of that with the music and everybody singing, and I was like, oh man, I
Yeah,
am involved in something
pretty cool.
really great. Yeah.
So what is it now when you get a script or whatever? What kind of drives you to take on a role? Or do you prefer doing the stage?
Well, yeah, I mean, for actors, stage is generally emotionally more rewarding. I mean,
Sure.
there's nothing like getting up on that stage 8 times a week and doing a well-written play. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like feeling that audience go with you or against you and laugh and get upset and angry. Like
I
it's an
love it.
incredible
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
But working on films that another one that I'm in right now is such a great movie. It's called Worth with Michael Keaton about the 9/11
Yes.
compensation fund, and
Yeah.
that was fantastic. That is such a great story. I was thrilled that I was part of that one too.
Yeah, he's been stepping it up lately too, and I can't even believe he's in his 70s. Like,
Do you know that one of my first movies was with him? It was called Clean and Sober.
yes, that was a
We
great
hadn't
movie.
and we
Yeah.
hadn't seen each other since then.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was crazy. We hadn't seen each other since, and it was like 35 years or something like that. It was
Wow.
ridiculous. Yeah.
That is
And here we
ridiculous.
are. Here we are doing it. We're still in it. We're
Yeah.
still in it.
Well, I'm so glad that you are still in it, and anything that I need to know about coming up next that you've got kind of hidden away there, or just
Well, let's see. I shot a movie, this sort of very cool, sort of modern day Western that takes place in Hawaii.
cool.
It's called Paradise with Allison. Oh God, what's her last name? Shoot. Oh God, that's terrible. Anyway, it's an awesome cast.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna see. We'll see what else is coming up.
Well, good stuff. And you're enjoying being a dad and just, enjoying life, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'm lucky. I'm a lucky guy.
Good stuff, Tate. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. This was really delightful. And
Thanks for
thanks
bringing
for,
back Wild About Harry. I appreciate it.
yeah, it really is good. And I'll make sure everybody here in Canada finds out about it. That is for darn sure.
Thanks, Canada.
Okay. Take care and have happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you.
You too. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye bye.